Good morning, friends. It is a gorgeous day. I have my coffee and I have a basket on your arm. And we are going to go out and we're going to harvest some strawberries. So I've actually been doing some harvesting already, but I haven't brought you guys along. So I thought before I go and harvest anything else, I'll bring you guys along and see if I can open. Oh, there we go. I got the gate open. Good morning, Miss Fig. Miss Figgy is anxiously waiting for her breakfast. Some days the coffee just hits, and it is hitting today. So oh my gosh, there's so many. Let me show you. Look at all the high grass, but all of these strawberries. So I just did a harvest already yesterday. Time to do another one. Oops, I'm stuck. So I'm not going to harvest all of them because they're not all quite red, but some of them. So good. Some of them are beautiful and ready to be harvested. Actually, I think I just ate the best one. That's okay. I'm actually gonna let them go another day. So they're all, I just saw these last night. Let me show you. So they're all beautiful and red, but they can definitely get a lot redder. Even this one down here, which looks red from afar. And then there's that one is a nice one. I'll pick him. He's a nice one. And then this one. They're gorgeous. I guess I really didn't need a basket, did I? So these are going to be morning breakfasts. I guess I really didn't need a basket. I want to eat these with our coffee. Look how red these insides are. You don't get that in a store-bought strawberry. So, before we do the point of this video, Miss Fig is let me know she wants her breakfast. So, I'm going to put you down. I'm going to feed the bunny. And then we're just going to have a quick morning chat about garden expansion projects. Okay, the bunny has been fed. She's eating her kale salad this morning. This coffee is so good. So, I real quick want to show you the other thing I've been harvesting. I've been harvesting a ton of lettuce, but last night I harvested my first broccoli. So I want to do a quick public service announcement on broccoli. So let's go in. So, you can see this is where I took my first broccoli. It actually was a good, decent sized broccoli. But then he is already putting off so many different heads. So I'll come in probably tomorrow morning maybe and chop a good amount of these heads off, and it'll just keep putting off heads. Your main broccoli, you can see my main broccoli here. And today's going to be a nice warm day, so I'm going to be very mindful of this one because I don't want it to go to seed. So all of these broccoli florets are little flowers, and they will open if it gets too hot. So I could harvest this guy now. I'm trying to push my luck to see how big I can get this. It's about the size of my hand. I want to see how big I can get it. So I'm just going to be mindful of this today and keep watching this, and I'll probably harvest this guy tomorrow morning as well. And then look at this one. I always compare it to the size of my hand, how big it is. And that's a really beautiful broccoli as well. And here you can actually see the different colorings. That just shows you the different flower heads. So I'll be mindful of this one too to make sure that one doesn't go to flower on me. The one I harvested yesterday, it had just started to open yesterday afternoon. So there were a couple of flower heads on it. I just picked them off. Still completely edible, still tasted delicious. It would still preserve just fine. But I definitely popped them off and got him harvested. So it's going to be another warm day today. So I'm getting ready to leave this morning. But I'm going to come back this afternoon. I'm going to check on them. And if I need to, I'll harvest them this afternoon. When it comes to my strawberries, harvesting my strawberries, it's early morning. The sun hasn't really hit them yet. That's the perfect time to harvest your fruit. Get in the habit of harvesting your fruit first thing in the morning because the sun hasn't hit it yet. So the sun hasn't evaporated, the heat hasn't evaporated the sugars or the water in your fruit, it makes for a juicier and a sweeter fruit. So if you're not familiar with that, think about some of the things that you harvest and how you want them to taste. So like tomatoes, you harvest tomatoes ideally not after it has rained for a couple of days or you've watered them for a couple of days and in the heat of the sun, because it evaporates all of that loose excess water and it creates a really, really delicious sweet tomato and not one of those runny tomatoes that you're getting from the grocery store. Same with zucchini. I like to harvest zucchini in the middle of the day. It makes for a firmer zucchini. So, some things, it matters when you harvest them. Some things, they don't really care that much. But, something to think about. Also, something to think about is I'm expanding my garden yet again. I'm not doing it until the fall. This is going to be a fall project, but I'm doing it. So, I have the green stalk of Everbearing strawberries, which I love. I love the idea of being able to come out here and just have a snack. You're not doing any preservation projects with these strawberries. The amount that they're coming in. Oh, there's a big one down there. I'll let you go. But there's another one I could have picked. But I'm not doing any preservation projects with their strawberries. So I just spent all day yesterday doing a whole bunch of preservations with some locally picked strawberries that my mom picked. And I decided that next year I want my own. So with strawberries, there's a couple different kinds. There's June Baron, Everbearing. There's June Baron and Everbearing. And I think there's a late Baron one, but June Baron and Everbearing are what I'm more familiar with. So June Baron strawberries are the ones that you'll find in the courts at the local farmers markets. They're what they harvest them all at once. So all of the strawberries come on and ripen all at the same time, and you only get one big round of strawberries. But with Everbearing, I get enough throughout the summer that I could always have like a snack or a small fruit salad, but I'll never get enough that I can make a batch of jam with Everbearing unless I had like 16 green stalks full of Everbearing strawberries, which I thought about. But I decided this year that I want to, my fall project is I'm going to get June Baron strawberries. That's just something that I think right now our quarts of strawberries, of local organic strawberries, are $8 a quart from the farmer. So I'm not quite sure. I haven't seen that. My girlfriend told me she went to buy strawberries and they were $8. And I was like, you gotta be kidding. So my mom and I are going to pick another round of strawberries tomorrow morning, so I'll find out the price then. But so I've decided that's one thing I want to do. I want to get June Baron strawberries, which is something I've never wanted to do. So when people talk about gardening, I'm always like, you have to be, one, open to failing, because when you fail is when you're going to learn. If you always succeed, you're not learning. When a plant fails or a plant starts to die, you have to do the research to figure out what is happening. Is it low on nitrogen? Is it low on fertilizer? Is it not getting enough water? Too much water? And so by doing that research to figure out like why it's struggling, you end up learning more about that plant, and it makes you a better gardener. So you have to be open to failing, and you have to be open to changing your opinions. So this year, I'm not really somebody who wants to can pickles or can jam. I like pickles, but I have a specific brand of pickles that I like, and they're the only ones that I really want. And then with jam, I don't need a lot of toast. So I'm like, what do I really need jam for? One jar of jam will last me for a year. And so like that, it was this past November that kind of had the awakening, like, oh, Kaylin, you need to do pickles and you need to do jam. It's mainly for when I have friends over for dinner. These are things I can put out that I've grown in my homestead that I can mainly have for companies and for picnics and stuff like that I don't have to buy. It's another thing that I don't have to buy when I was buying it just for these parties that I was hosting. So I'm doing that this year, which I never thought I would do. And I've given the thought to June Baron strawberries before. I honestly never thought that I would want them, because why would you want them? I want them. So, last year, I built a movie pit in my yard. I had a big, big tree cut down, which absolutely broke my heart. I cried through the entire process. These poor tree men. I actually cried through the entire thing. And the tree actually came down and almost hurt somebody very badly. The guy was pretty shooken up. He was like, I've never had that close to a call with a tree. That's how bad my tree was. But I still cried. Anyhow, so where the tree was, I put in a movie pit. I still think the idea of a movie pit is fantastic. I think it's great. It's The movie pit faces the back of my garage, so I have a projector. You could just project movies up there. I have these Chase lounges. I have lights. I have a fire pit. It's, I think, a perfect thing. However, it's just me. I don't have kids, and to be honest, I'm not dragging anything out there to plug in that extension. I mean, to plug in that projector. I just don't go to the work of setting that thing up for myself. So I'm not planning on getting rid of it. But in that area, I think would be a good place to put a couple raised beds for my June Baron strawberries and see if I can kind of work them around the movie pit area. Um, I think that'd be nice. So I'm already kind of planning this away. So the fall we're gonna buy some raised beds to put in. So we're gonna buy these raised beds to put in some June Baron strawberries over the movie pit, and then the back of the garden. I've been saying for months. This is I think end of summer, early fall project. I want to line the back of the garden with blueberry bushes, because currently the back of the garden just grows grass, and I want to make this garden as productive as possible. So I'm not a huge blueberry person, but my mom is, Miss Fig is, other people are. And my hope is that whenever I do go to sell this house, that my intention is I'm going to sell it to another gardener, so they'll be able to kind of come on this property, and they already had so much food on this property that I have already got established. So I kind of really feel like I need to put blueberries along that back row. So I said the garden wasn't expanding this year. I lied. But y'all should have known that it was going to be a lie. I'm honestly trying to figure out, like, I need more space. My garden, I feel like, is too small. I'm itching for more space. I didn't plant any corn this year, and I thought I was okay not planting corn because I just didn't have the space. But I'm kind of regretting not planting the corn, but I also realized I don't really have space for corn. So, I don't know what we're going to do about that next year, but currently right now I'm like, I wish I had corn. So, but we're getting ready to, we're starting to harvest things, and that's exciting. I have my first peas on the pea trellis. My strawberries are coming in. I'm fertilizing the strawberries every 2 weeks with a good dose of fish fertilizer to make sure that they keep producing. And then we're just going to keep our eye out for a good raised bed. I'm probably going to go the, how do you say it, Vigo route. It's those tin, I just sneeze. It's those tin raised beds. I'm probably going to go that route with them over there, because I also want to need to cover them. I've grown strawberries in the ground in this garden before, and I lose every single one to pests. They come, they just take one bite out of it, and they leave. It's like, could you at least eat the whole thing? So, I'm gonna need to get raised beds, and I'm gonna need to cover them, but I have a plan. So, I just want to bring you guys along while I sat and had a couple garden strawberries and enjoyed my coffee and listened to my pond, which I'm still in love with. Um, I realized that the pond has been losing water. Um, every so often, quite often, it loses a lot of its water, and I'm like, I do not understand, because it doesn't go on. It's not a pattern. It's like last night, the pond didn't lose any water, but there are mornings I come out and the pond is all but empty. And I really want to put a camera out here. There's no way I can get a camera out here, but I'm definitely losing it from animals. Animals are definitely getting in here, swimming in it. Birds, especially in hot days, birds are in this pond all day long, and I think they're definitely getting a lot of water out of it. So I don't ever know if I'm going to be able to get fish in this pond, just because of how the wildlife is draining it. It's definitely not from a leak. I've checked everything, and the fact that, like, today I came out and the pond is completely full tells me, like, it's not a leak. It is animals taking water out of the pond. But I'm okay with that. Last evening I sat here, we were waiting for a storm to roll in. It missed us. We are so dry, it's ridiculous here. Benny was waiting for a storm to roll in, and I was sitting here with my book, and I had my kombucha, and I was listening to the pond, and the birds were just, like, hopping in and out of it, and it was just fantastic. So this pond, or this garden in general, is just bringing me so much joy. So I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you guys for joining me today. And never say no. That you're never gonna expand the garden anymore. The garden's big enough. Don't say no. Don't put that out in the universe, because the universe will be like, ha, watch this. You're gonna want this next, and then you're gonna do it. So funny. Do I have the money for these new beds? No. Is that going to stop me? No. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, friends.